Good morning, Airfam. Good morning, Sunita Didi.
Morning.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our meditation session, one of our initiatives towards our well-being. Please, I would like you to use the emoticons on your Zoom link to please welcome Dr. BK Sunita Didi to Air Seva. She's a reputed international management consultant and also a recipient of multiple prestigious awards, including Lifetime Achiever of Yoga Ratna Award. She's been a devoted practitioner of Raj Yoga meditation for over 40 years and currently teaches Raj Yoga and is a life member of Media Wing of Brahma Kumaris from Rajasthan. With that, we are going to welcome. We can use the reactions on our Zoom feature to welcome her. And today we'll be starting. We'll first she'll be taking us through on how what is the importance of meditation in our daily lives, how it's beneficial for all of us. Followed by a 15-minute, 20-minute meditation session, and then whatever questions we have those can be redirected on the chat. There's Vandan and I who are moderating the session, and we'll be taking the question towards the end. Sunita Didi, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Shreyaji, for that. And it's really a golden opportunity and a golden morning to all of you, divine angels, to have joined today in this meditation session. And as to start with, let us first know that meditation means, it comes from the word to meditate, to meditate means it's to heal. So we are going to go into a healing process. And what is to heal? We are going to heal, what is all the wounds that we have been, sorry, was there something noise there?
I think the meeting recording that, yeah.
Anyway, so we are going to heal our own self from all the negative wounds that we have been, experiencing in our life journey. And this is the meditation which is also going to work as medicine, because nowadays the need of the hour is that we see that we have the best of our health, we have the highest of our immunity, and that we are safe from all the negative energies and the negative vibrations around. And the best way for this is to meditate. Because in meditation, we are focused upon our inner being. We are focused upon our true identity of who we are. And when we are connected with our own self of who we are, our real identity, then that is the moment that we experience our inner self, the positivity in ourself. We are connected with the originality of ourself. And when we are connected with the originality, the positivity of ourself, we create high level of energy vibrations in our mind. And that radiates around, our body and to the universe around us. And it's the law of the universe that whatever we radiate outside, it bounces back to us. We attract the same energy towards us. So if we really wish that we keep healthy, that we really wish that our immunity level is at the optimum, and if we really wish that we remain safe from all the negative energy and vibrations that are prevailing outside today, what we need to do is just to take a moment, just a minute, to look in instead of looking out. I was just sharing this story about my experience when I was in USA, taking a flight from one state to another for a program. I was sharing this with your afternoon batch. And I was just saying that, while I was at the airport, after all the check-in done and all, and waiting for the announcement to board the flight, there was a different announcement, and that was that the flight is delayed by 2 hours. And when I heard that announcement, of was anybody of you would, when you hear this that it is delayed for 2 hours, the first thought comes, okay, let us take our phone and call upon to where we are going to, the one who is going to receive us, and inform them, very natural, so that they don't keep waiting for us there. And another question comes in our mind is that, okay, now these 2 hours, what shall we do? So what I did was I also removed my smartphone, which had all the different apps in it, even apps of meditation and our discourses and all that. So I said, okay, now this is a good opportunity to go through the meditation apps and through discourses, and to energize my mind, to charge my mind again. And when I saw that, when I just removed the phone and I was just trying to connect, I saw there's no connectivity. So I could not do anything, could not call up, could not do anything. And I was seeing that, just next to me, there was an old lady who was, talking at ease and for longer duration with her family friends. So I was just surprised. I was seeing that, I'm not getting connectivity and she is talking and talking and talking. And I just noticed that her phone was just an ordinary one, maybe, that old type of Nokia or whatever. And then I just had this thought in my mind that however smart the phone, so many apps and everything, but what is of more utility? The more thing which is very essential. Of course, all those things are also good, because different apps, then you can have different meditation techniques to listen to and enjoy. But then if there's no connectivity, how am I going to use them? So the essential part is the connectivity. Even in our life, from morning till evening, till night, we are working hard and hard at our workplace, with our relatives, in our society, all at even at our home. We are into so much of hard work, into doing so many things for our survival, for the survival of the family. And all this thing, whatever we are doing, what is the ultimate aim that we are having in our mind of doing all these things? When we are at the workplace, even at the night shift, when you're ready to do even the night shift, what is the reason behind that? The main, if you ask ask a question to yourself, why are you doing this? Why are you here at this place? What would be the answer? It could be that, okay, you're doing it for your survival. Then why for the survival? What is the answer for that? You think, okay, to earn bread and butter, but why do you want to earn bread and butter? So when you go on asking why and why and why to yourself, the ultimate answer that would come is for peace and happiness, for the peace and happiness of your family, isn't it? So ultimately, we come down to our original qualities only. It is that what we want to experience. But how are we doing it? How are we experiencing it? We are trying to look that outside, into the outside comforts that we want to gain, or into the outside things that we want to gain, or into maybe in the relationship from the others, what we want to expect from them. So it's all we are looking outside, and we are using our energy all in searching outside. And therefore, at the end of the day, we find that we are not getting what we want to have. We are not having what we want to have, because peace, happiness, love, these are not something to search outside. These are not something which money can buy also. These are something which are inside. These are the treasures which are inside us. And we've kept them locked. So when we were locked down, we needed to open these treasures, unlock these treasures. And when we unlock these treasures which are inside us, by connecting ourselves with our true identity, then we experience them in our life. So the simple way of meditation is just to take a step away from outside and step inside. So it's just like, I'm seated on this chair and I am very fixed to the chair. Say my back is fixed with the back of the chair. I'm stuck with the fairy stick, and my hands with the arms of the chair, or maybe my legs also with the legs of the chair. And I tell myself that I am a chair. Maybe all of you, any one of you who are seated on the chair, you may also get stuck to the chair and tell yourself that you are a chair. It's like I say, I'm not Dr. Sunita, I'm a chair. Right? And now I want to shift the position of this chair. So when I want to shift the position of this chair and I say, I am the chair, and I'm tightly stuck to it, will I be able to do? Because even if I try, while trying, I'm trying to move the body, but this body is stuck to the chair. So then is it possible? It's very difficult. It's not possible, isn't it? Because I'm so attached to the chair and I'm saying that I am the chair. But relax. Now that, you may tell yourself that you're not this chair. You are who you are, right? And now when you are who you are, and now when you want to change the position of the chair, isn't it easy? Because now you can move about and you can do whatever you want to do. So what do we find here? What is the lesson that we learned here? Is that this chair, which has no control over us, does it have any control over us? No, not at all. It does not have any control over us, but yet it did control us. It controlled us. And when did it control us? The moment we said that I am the chair, the moment we identified ourselves with the chair started controlling us instead of our control over the chair. We are the masters of the chair, but then we became the slaves of the chair when we identified ourselves with the chair. So also, the situation outside, whatever work we are doing outside, whatever we are into doing things, if we identify ourselves with the situation outside and then, we try to control the situation, it's not going to happen. Because we've become the slave, we've become the victim of the situation. And then the situation overrules us. So it's like when you see outside and you're seeing that, oh, there's so much of fear, there's so much of negative energy outside, there's so much of anxiety outside, there's so much of uncertainty outside. And when you're seeing all that and all the negative information that we are feeding from outside, then what is happening? We are becoming the victim to all this negative. And we become a part and parcel of all that negative. And then they overpower us. Then even if we want to stay positive, even if we want to stay calm, it becomes very difficult. We're not able to do that. Because we're entirely focused on the outside and we're identifying ourselves with what is outside. So what we need to understand, the lesson that we learn here is that we're not the chair, we are not the situation outside. And so we refocus on who we are, that is inside. And we find that apart from this situation and the 24/7 situation, which we are always in every time, and that situation is this physical body, which we are always there. And whatever we are doing today, whatever we are working today, it is for this body. And it's also essential because after all, this body is our medium through which we are expressing ourselves. This body is the medium through which, we are doing what we want to do for the upliftment, even for ourselves. Even when we are meditating, it's when we are in this body that we are able to do. So it's very essential that whatever we are doing for this body, we are required to do. It's not that we do not require to do, but it's only the thing is, how are we doing it? And it's not what we are doing, but more it is how are we doing it? In what state of mind are we doing it? That's very important. Because there could be a state of mind of doing it with compulsion, that we are doing it just because we need to do it. We are doing it, out of have to do it rather than want to do it. So if we are doing it with have to do it, then it's all negative energy that flows out. And even if we do little, we'll feel more tired because it's the compulsion energy that have to do it. But if we do it with the attitude, with the lens of we love to do it, we are doing it, with a higher purpose in our mind. It's like I remember this story that, there was a person, a mason, who was working uh, outside where the temple was built, and he was working with all the stones. And there was another person, a passerby, coming and asking him, "What are you doing?" So he said, "Don't you say that I'm hitting these stones and, I'm working with this stone? It's such a hard job. And I'm not even getting time throughout the day to be with my family and under this sun. And it's such a difficult job to do, working with the stones." And then the passerby went to another mason, and when he asked him that, "What are you doing?" So he said, "Oh, I'm working to build a temple. I'm working upon the statue of a deity." And so he had all that high energy thoughts about his job, what he was doing, and that purpose, a higher purpose in his mind of what he was doing. So he was not saying with the compulsive attitude, working on stones and with that low energy attitude, but he had the higher purpose that I'm working upon a deity and it's going to be worshipped. It's going to be appreciated from everywhere. All over the world, people are going to come into this temple and they are going to appreciate the task. So he had that greater purpose in the mind, and with that purpose, he was doing it. So you see the difference of energy level. It's like, when you're going in a club and the energy level there, and you're going into the temple and the energy level there. Now, what is making this energy? What is creating this energy? Who is the creator of this energy? It is that consciousness that we need to be in. That this energy is not an automatic thing that is being happening or is being created. We are the creators. It's my presence that is making the difference. So it is I, the creator, who is creating this. And who is this I? So if we take a thought within this external body of us also, because who is ruling this body? Who is actually speaking through this body? Who is listening through this body? Who is seeing through these eyes? Who is doing this? So if we take a thought and ponder over it, we'll realize that it is me who is using all these sense organs. And me who is using all these sense organs is someone different from this sense organs, is someone different from this body. And so if we dissect ourselves from here and here, we find that behind the pituitary gland, near the hypothalamus in the brain, which is the seat of emotions, the scientists have said that there's an energy here. And that energy in scientific term is called as psyche. And in spiritual language, we name it as soul. So we are that sentient being, that sentient being, the soul, which is full of divine energy. And we, the souls here, the sentient being, the psyche, we here, who are a very tiny, as tiny as that atom, as tiny, which we can't see through this physical eyes. We are so tiny, a star, shining star here. But yes, we can see with our eye of intellect, the eye of the knowledge. And when we visualize ourselves with that eye of knowledge, we see ourselves different from this physical body. We can feel our presence as being the creator of our own thoughts, our own feelings, our own emotions that we are creating within. Because when we say that we are the creator of our thoughts, our feelings, our emotion, that faculty of ourself is called as mind. This is the mind, is one of our faculty, which is making that which is making a sentient being. Because if you compare yourself with a dead body, a body where we say that the soul has gone away, so when we say that a body where the soul has gone away, can that dead body think? Can that dead body feel? It has no emotions, no feelings. So these feelings, emotions, these thoughts, these are the part of the soul. This is the faculty of the soul. It's the mind that is thinking, which is not there in the dead body. So this is being the mind. And there are so many various thoughts that are coming in our mind. There are positive thoughts, there are negative thoughts, there are waste thoughts also, gossiping and just talking about the past, pondering over the past. Then all these type of, there may be even ordinary thoughts of whatever is the to-do list that we need to do, maybe waking up, brushing, going for a bath, cooking, eating, all the project that we are working upon, the goals that we need to meet upon, sleeping, drinking, reading. So all these thoughts, whatever we are thinking about them that we need to do, it's like ordinary thoughts that may come into our mind. So there are various thoughts, but then if we keep on doing all these thoughts, how are we going to look? Now, say for example, I have a thought that I need to drink water. Then again, I have a thought that I should be talking to you. Then again, I have a thought, okay, I should be looking at my mobile for what the messages come up. So there are different types of thoughts coming into our mind, and I keep on doing each and every thought that is coming. How clumsy I would look, isn't it? I would look like a joker doing each and everything. And I won't be able to balance myself. And it would be such a haphazard thing in my life, such a complexity into I would be involving myself. But it doesn't happen that way. We focus, we concentrate on one thing, we do it. And there is that another faculty in ourselves that is called as an intellect, which filters these thoughts. And it takes a decision. Okay, let me just concentrate on speaking. Let me concentrate on, say, drinking water. Let me concentrate on eating. Let me concentrate on the work that I am doing. So it is the intellect which decides. And that is the another faculty of my own self within. And once the intellect decides, and then we choose to do what we want to do. And when we start doing that, and when we repeatedly do that, then it becomes our habit. Then it becomes our sanskar. And then automatically, based on our sanskar, we start doing. So in meditation, what we do is we focus ourselves into the screen of our mind, and we start observing the various thoughts that are coming in our mind. There are a variety of different thoughts come, and we choose, the intellect chooses that now in the present moment, I want to choose the thought of peace. I want to choose the thought of being calm. I want to choose the thought of being loveful. So I choose that particular thought and I focus upon it. And I not only think about, create a thought of being loveful, but with the eye of the intellect, I start visualizing that. That is the key in meditation, is to what are we visualizing with our eye, the intellect eye. Because when we are visualizing with what we are seeing with these eyes, there are many things that we are focusing upon, which is in the outside world. And the energy of this outside world is all different. It's all varying. It's all, different levels of energy. But we want to be on a higher level of energy. So what we start doing is, while creating a thought that I am peace, we also start visualizing ourselves as different from this body, as a energy, as a star of peace. So, it's like if I ask you that, can you visualize the sun during the daytime? Now it's a little dark in the sky, so you can visualize the stars. But during the daytime, you can't see the sun, but you can see the brightness, the light of the sun, right? So now when I'm asking you to see that light of the sun in the daytime, you're able to visualize it with the eye of your intellect. not with these eyes, but with the eye of the intellect. Similarly, if I ask you that, at your home, in the entrance, when you just enter your home, what is on the left side or what is kept on the right side? So, say you are at the workplace now, but you're able to visualize that in your home, on the left side, what is kept, on the right side, what is kept. Now, you're not seeing with these eyes, but you're seeing with your eye of the intellect. So, this is what we do when we are in meditation, that we create a thought, I am a peaceful soul, and then we start visualizing a star of peace here in the center of the forehead. It is the driver's seat that we are seated here, and this body is like a car, and we are seated here in the driver's seat, and then we are in control of the car, and then we start driving to our destination, and that is to experience that peace and that calmness and that love within us. And when we are on the driver's seat taking charge of ourselves, we are actually energizing ourselves with all the positivity. Now, what happens is that just as the battery of the mobile has a limited capacity, maybe to the 5,000 mAh, or whatever the highest capacity you might be having, you charge it up to that extent, and then while throughout the day you're using that battery, the energy starts going down. It starts depleting, and so we need to top up again. We need to charge again. So again, this is also happens with our mind, that we need to charge it. And in order to charge our mind with the positivity throughout the day, we need to keep it charged. It's not that we did it in the morning now, or did it at night before going to sleep, and whole day it's like, we are just using it and using it. Then what is going to happen? The energy will go down. At the end of the day, we won't have that energy to be there with our family. And now when you are in the night shift, and you're using your energy level, and when you now again when you go back to your family, it's like if you are tired and all that, you're not able to give that quality time to the family. So in order to be available with the quality time that you can give to the family, and be available with all your positive energy, it's very important that even while at work, we keep ourselves charged. And to keep ourselves charged, we need to connect with the supreme power, the highest power, which is full of energy. And this is the very good time in the morning, when in the environment everything is at silence and everything is very, very peaceful. And when we connect with that energy, with the five elements also at silence and peace, the body is creating very positive hormones. The body starts creating positive hormones in a body, and it helps us to concentrate. So let us connect ourselves with our inner being and be ourselves, not being what is outside. Let us be the best version of ourselves, who we are inside, and connect with our supreme, the powerhouse, or you can say the petrol station, which is always available and having the highest refined petrol that we need to fill in here. And it's just like, because any aeroplane would require the highest refined petrol, diesel or whatever, to be filled inside. The fuel has to be of very high refined quality. Then only it will allow itself to fly high above in the sky. Because if there's any impurity, in the fuel, then it won't allow itself to fly high in the sky. And when we are high in the sky, up above, and from that point of level, when we view the world down, we can see everything, all the tiny things of the world. And when we see from that high point, then we are detached observer. And when we see from a detached observer, then we see ourselves not being attached to the situation, but then because we are detached, we can find the solution to the problem. And it is at that level that our intuitions also start working. And when we are working with our intuitions and we are working upon them, then we find ourselves very energetic. We find ourselves to be solution oriented rather than being problem oriented. And then there is again that energy, positive energy in ourselves. So let us do that. Take few moments now. And while we are sitting in this meditation, let us also understand this, that we need not sit in a particular posture for this meditation. You can sit, just we need to relax our body. If you are having, say, pain in your knees and you cannot sit cross-legged, then it's not necessary to also to do that. So anybody who is with any type of pain in the body, meditation will really help you to ease that pain out. And if you're having any breathing problems also, you can do this meditation, because it's not focusing only on the breathing part of it, but it is more towards going inside and being yourself. And it's very easy, very simple. It's just a consciousness of seeing what thoughts are we creating, and just choosing to create the thoughts that we really want in our life, and positive and peaceful thoughts. So even a small child can do this. Anybody, any senior citizen, anybody can do this meditation. Even a person who is sick, who is at bed rest, can do this very easily, because it does not require only yourself only to sit and do. Even while sleeping, we can do this. Even when we are sleeping at the bed, we can do this, because what we need to do is we just need to put a switch on, just switch on a positive thought inside. So that's what we need to do. And that is very simple. It's just like you remember your relatives, you remember your parents, you remember your family members. So we need to just remember our own self, see ourself here, visualize with that intellect here, and get engrossed in it. Start feeling what we are visualizing. It's just like when you're reading a book and you are into, enjoying reading that book, and your eyes are open while reading the book. But if someone has passing by, and after you finish off reading the book and that person asks you that, I just passed by while you were doing, you said, oh really? I was not, that aware of it, because you were so engrossed. Your eyes are open, but you're visualizing, your inner eye is visualizing what you're reading. You're also feeling what you're reading. You're being engrossed into that. You're enjoying that. And therefore, your concentration is highest. And therefore, whatever is going around, you're just oblivious of all that. Similarly, in this meditation, we are going to create those thoughts, visualize them, feel them, enjoy them, while keeping our eyes open. So that will help us, that even while doing our work, it's not necessary that we take out a special time, but even while doing work, whatever project we are doing, whatever we are working upon, we remain in that consciousness that I am a victorious soul, I am a positive soul. It's like I can do it, I am able to do it. And we do it with that positive energy, with that consciousness level. When we start using our energy from that inside out process, thinking positive and then focusing on our work outside, then in a very small time amount of time, we are able to do more things, because our grasping level increases, our intuition level increases, and there's an intuition inside us. Okay, let us do in this way, let us do in that way, and your intuition will start working. And when you work upon that, it will help you to work faster in a qualitative way and do more time and get even less tired, because you are keeping yourself charged within, with a greater purpose in your mind, that you are having, that you're not have to do it, but you love to do it, whatever you're doing. So let's take those moments now, and let's relax our body, relax our shoulders, relax our muscles of all the body, relax the face muscles also, and have a sweet smile on your face. And let's divert our attention, withdraw our attention from whatever we are seeing outside to our inner self here in the center of the forehead, seeing ourselves as a star of peace, radiate the rays of peace around. See yourself playing different roles, working on your project, appreciating whatever you're doing, and at the same time, choosing to be yourself as a star of light in the center of the forehead. Choosing to be at peace inside. There may be many chaotic disturbances outside, but amidst all that, I choose to be at peace inside. And I feel that peace, that love, the happiness within. I see that I'm not the chair, but the master of the chair. I'm not this body which is like a cage, but I'm a bird, a free bird in this body, independent, not dependent on the outside world, but independent, dependent on what is inside me, my values, my higher purpose of being in this life, of being benevolent to everybody, of being useful to others by radiating the rays of love for others, by accepting others as they are. While I play the different roles of different relationships with others, I also keep a check on myself to have the consciousness that I am a soul, a star of peace, a star of light who is playing this different role. I am a child of my Supreme Mother, Supreme Father, who is beyond this sky, beyond the universe. Let's visualize ourselves like a free bird flying beyond the universe. And visualize a golden red sky which is full of peace. That is our true home from where we have come. Where we visualize everywhere, all around, everyone as the child of the Supreme Father in their original form. Stars of peace, radiating peace. And there we see a flawless diamond who is almighty, all powerful, who is the ocean of love, ocean of peace, ocean of all powers, our Supreme Father. And under his canopy, we find ourselves very relaxed, very peaceful, tension free, very secured and safe, filling ourselves with his energy, his love, his peace. We thank him from the bottom of our heart. Let us be very grateful to him for whatever he has given us in our life. Count upon our blessings. Thank him for all his blessings. And when we come back to this body, in the consciousness of this body, we use his power, God's power, his blessings, his love. We express that with the help of these sense organs. And while doing any task, any work, we are in this consciousness while doing this work. We enjoy the work as a service to God. And we have that attitude that we are not working, but we are serving the world. So, with a higher purpose in our mind, with the consciousness that I am a soul who is doing it, I'm doing it with the positive energy level. We tune ourselves with the positive frequency of others. This increases our level of happiness. And when we are happy, it creates positive hormones in our body, enhancing our immunity. When we look at others, we also see their positivity. And when we focus on their positivity and create a thought that everyone is okay with whatever they are, however they are just fine. We accept them as they are. And that again creates that peace in our mind, that calmness in our mind. Which again creates positive hormones in our body. And we realize that when we are connected with ourselves, when we look in and be peaceful, when we look up and be grateful, and when we look out and we are useful, we are doing it for ourselves, to keep ourselves healthy and positive. So we are not doing any favor to anybody. And it's such a good, nice experience of being ourselves, being the best version of ourselves. And in this way, when we, throughout the day, it's not necessary to allot a particular time, but throughout the day, while you're doing your activities, we just need to remind ourselves that who is doing this, who is doing this, who is working upon this, who is talking. So let's just remind ourselves about our identity of being a soul, a peaceful soul who is doing this. Every time you remind yourself that you are a peaceful soul who is doing this, you are a happy soul who is doing this, you are a blissful soul who is doing this. If you remind yourself you're a powerful soul who is doing this, what is going to happen? As soon as you remind yourself that you are doing this, then you become the embodiment of the highest energy in you, and you radiate that energy outside. And then, because you are at the highest energy, anything which is outside, which is of negative energy, that frequency of is very low, and that frequency will not affect us. We will be safe from all that negative energy that is around us, because we are on the highest energy level. So if anything which is any negative coming also, we won't reflect again the negativity, because we are thinking about our positivity. So what we are going to do is, any negative energy, any vibe coming, we will transform that also into positive. That power of transformation comes from this meditation, connecting with our own self, that we are able to transform anything that is negative outside. Instead of absorbing inside, instead of reflecting back with the negative energy, because we are full of positive, we will transform it and radiate the positive. It's like, when a pot is very full of water, and if you just hit it, it is going to spill the water which is inside. And a pot which is empty and you hit it, it is going to make noise because there's nothing inside. So it's like empty mind is a devil's workshop, but a full mind pot which is full of knowledge, which is full of divinity, which is full of positivity. And if there's any negative situation which is trying to hit us, what are we going to spill? We will spill the positivity only. We will transform that negative also into positive and spill positive, because we are full of positivity. So we need to keep ourselves charged with positive, which is the need of the hour today. And we can do that only through meditation, that is, with the consciousness of being ourselves, our true identity, and not being what is outside, and connected with the Supreme, because that is the ultimate energy that will keep on charging ourselves, that will keep on topping up ourselves, with the positive energy. So wish you all the best to do this, and do this before going to sleep also. Allot your time, just that every hour I need to give 1 minute to myself, be myself, and then do what I want to do. Morning time is the best time to charge yourself. And even after you get up now, whatever you're doing, just remind yourself that I need to remind myself that who I am while doing whatever I'm doing. Every hour, it's like traffic control we have in this Brahma Kumaris. We call this as traffic control. It's like in the traffic, there's a red light and you need to stop. However early you might be to rush, you want to rush to whatever you want to do, but when there's a red light, you need to put a brake and stop. So like that, whatever targets they may be in front of us, whatever deadlines may be there in front of us, but remind yourself to take a break of a minute and to stop and be yourself, because that break will sharpen your soul. That break will help you to go through a breakthrough. Otherwise, you will break down. If you don't give yourself a break, you're going to burn out at the end of the day. You'll break down. So it's better to give breaks every hour, 1 minute, only for a minute. Be yourself, charge yourself that I'm a positive being, sharpen your saw, and then, start working. Then you'll find your positive energy radiating into the work, and you will be even able to do more in less time. And you will save time, and you'll have quality time for all the other tasks that you want to do. So wish you all the best. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sunita Didi. I think that was very insightful, and I think we're all going to be able to implement whatever your teachings were in our everyday lives, and become a little more positive and you that's it. I think that positivity is the need of the hour. However, I think we can now just ask our people in case they have any questions or anything they want to check with you. We can either have them on the chat, and because we have a smaller participation, we can have them ask you the questions as well.
Yes.
So, team,
Anybody would
if
like
you
to
have
ask,
any,
you can even unmute yourself. You may
yeah.
raise your hand so that they can unmute yourself.
Om Shanti Didi.
Yes, Om Shanti.
Sandhya here. I was in the evening session also, and I asked a question at that time. However, I think my connection got lost, and I did not hear whatever you said. Or so, shall I repeat my question, or do you remember it?
Sure, please repeat it.
My question was that I have read it in Google also, and I have seen so many videos on YouTube that our body vibrates at a certain frequency. And if we match our frequency, our body frequency with the frequency of the universe, we'll be able to be in peace all the time. So, is that possible, or how do we raise the body of our, vibration of our body?
Yeah, you know, it's like what we need to do is we need to detach ourselves from the consciousness of this body and be ourselves, right? So we need to match the frequency with our original self. So first of all, what we need to do is that we want to experience peace. We want to experience positivity. So let's create those thoughts in our mind first. And when we create those thoughts in our mind, then that frequency will radiate outside and it will attract that positive frequency itself from the universe, because universe is having all types of frequencies. It's like a radio station, there are so many frequencies, right? But it's upon us that we want to tune it to what frequency. So it is upon us that in which frequency I am in, we need to see in that way. Instead of coming from outside to inside, it has to be an inside out process. So first, we need to tune ourselves inside on a positive level, on the positive thought frequency. And then we need to automatically, it will attract that frequency in the universe, you know. So it's not outside in, it is inside out. Yes,
Thank you
Sandhya?
so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. So,
Yes.
you mean to say that I have to meditate for that, right?
Have to nahi, I have to nahi, I love to. Yes, because when I have when I have that word using I have to, it becomes something very difficult thing. But I love to. I love to be myself. I just want to be myself. Create a thought. I want to be myself. I don't want to be the external which is outside. I want to be who I am inside.
All right, I'll do
Yes,
that certainly.
yes. So
Thank you
I
so much.
am positive inside. I am peaceful inside. So I want to be myself. Let me not copy what is outside. Let me be myself. Yes. Let me be my original self.
Thank you so much for explaining that.
Yes, yes. Anybody else? Thank you. Wish you all the best for that. Yes. So anybody else? Here on YouTube, I've seen this Meena Kumari sister, film actress. I think she is the one. And do you have any question, Meena Kumari? Then you can please write on the chat and the YouTube. Yes. Anybody else?
Team, feel free to ask anything, or doctor,
Write
if
on the
you'd
chat.
like to, yeah, if you'd like to, throw some other share some insights as well. We still have a little bit of time, so.
While I was, talking about this meditation, and while we were doing this meditation, how were you feeling like? Anybody would like to share? Were you able to concentrate? Were you able to concentrate? Were you able to visualize yourself? How were you finding it?
Yeah, it was peaceful.
It was peaceful. Did you find it peace? Yes.
Yeah, it was very much peaceful. Yes.
Okay, that was nice. So you could visualize yourself as being a peaceful star radiating rays of peace around.
Uh, yes, yeah, I'll be honest. There was a little bit of disturbance also where I was sitting, but yeah, whatever I could, I did that,
Yeah,
and I felt really nice after doing that.
great, great. Because disturbances and everything which is out of our control, it's always going to be there.
Yep.
And this is the art, that even when there is chaos and when there's disturbance outside and everything else, I be myself.
Yep.
And this taste that you felt so nice, it's like when you taste something and you like it, then you will always love to have have that thing again and again.
Yes.
And when we do that again and again and again, it will become our habit, and we'll really find ourselves to be then in a very automatic mode, that we are peaceful, whatever may be happening outside.
Yes.
So it's like when you train your subconscious mind, and that you visualize yourself, say there is a very chaotic situation outside. You visualize that there's a lot of disturbance outside. And in that disturbance, you're at peace. It's
Yes.
like there's a lot of storms outside, and there's a bird in the nest sitting very peacefully, taking care of herself and her family,
Yes.
And so you visualize like that. And when you visualize, you're training your subconscious mind. So what happens is, when that situation appears suddenly in front of you, you find yourself to be peaceful automatically, because you have trained your subconscious mind to do that again and again, again and again. So it becomes our sanskar. So one thing what we need to do is, again and again, repeatedly, we need to work upon this, what we want to have, rather than thinking of what we don't want to have.
Yes. So for just wanted to share that, like you talked about subconscious mind. So to train the subconscious mind, I started following one technique few years back, which works really good for me. It's like, when I am about to fall asleep, so I visualize things at that point in time, and it really helps conditioning the subconscious in that way. So it's working out really well for me. So I've been trying it for for a few years now,
Visualization, yes, that's the key.
just before falling asleep.
Yes, yes. That's the key to concentration, actually.
Yep.
Visualization is the key. Whatever you want, you visualize. That is meditation. Create a thought, visualize it, feel it. Because that is training the subconscious mind. And as you visualize, the stronger is your visualization about your own self, about your original qualities, and you visualize yourself even while performing what you're doing it. Say you're having your bath, and you start visualizing that you are also bathing your soul with all the positive energy, so you feel so energetic. And say you're cooking the food, so while cooking the food, you visualize that you are also visualizing, radiating positive energy into the food that you're cooking. It's like when you're putting the salt, you visualize yourself putting the pure powerful vibrations into the food. So you enjoy then the cooking also. You start visualizing that anybody who is eating with so much of love, because you're preparing it with so much loveful vibrations. So you visualize, you are adding value. Visualize yourself adding value to whatever you're doing, rather than just doing for the doing's sake. You're adding all the values to that what you're doing. And when you do that, when you visualize at every step, whatever you're doing, you visualize adding value to it, then you will find that There's so much of positive energy into that. And you get the results, you get the outcome also accordingly. So I see that there is someone who is also typing on the YouTube. Yes, Meena Kumari ji, and she is saying that sometimes so many thoughts come while meditating. And yes, someone so beautiful, and suddenly then there's a storm like comes, don't know where these thoughts come from. Yes, it happens, Meena Kumari, when that we are creating positive thoughts and suddenly those negative thoughts are coming. But let us remember that they are those negative thoughts which we have been seeing through our eyes, which we have been listening through our ears, right? Which we have been feeding inside from what we are seeing in the world outside. So actually they are not suddenly coming, but whatever we were consciously aware about what we are seeing outside, and we were feeding that in our subconscious mind, and therefore they were emerging from that subconscious mind. And so what happens, when we are in meditation and when we are with ourselves and when we are trying to create positive thoughts, because we have not been doing that consciously up till now, so we are trying to create positive thoughts. So what is peeping up while creating positive thoughts? What we have been doing up till now. So those which were there in our subconscious mind, they pop up. They pop up. It's just like when you're working on a computer, then something pops up because it is already there at the background, and so it pops up. Yeah. So what we need to do during that time is not to resist it. Because if we are creating a negative energy of resisting that negativity, then again there will be another negative thought coming. So we need not resist that, but just let go as it is. As they are coming, let it go as it is without resisting. So we just are aware of what is coming, the negative thought, but do not deny, do not resist that. Just accept, okay, you are there, fine, but now I need to work upon what is positive, what I want. Right? So it's like you do not struggle with the darkness, but you just switch on the light. As soon as you switch on the light, there's no darkness, isn't it? So you do not work with those negative thoughts that are coming up, but you just start working upon the positive. Transform that into positive. So say, for example, there's a negative thought coming up that, oh, what that other person did was not right. That is the thought coming up. And you are trying to create a positive thought. So now give a positive spin to that situation also. And what is the positive spin that you can give? You ask yourself, you talk to yourself, just observe your self-talk and talk to yourself. What is the lesson that I'm learning from this situation? Just ask yourself, what is the lesson that I'm learning? Whatever didn't happen was not right. That's fine. Okay, but what is the lesson that I'm learning now? And when you ask yourself the lesson that you're learning, you'll find yourself creating a positive thought. You'll find yourself transforming that negative into positive. So just give a break to yourself when the negative comes, and then again create a positive thought. Repeatedly, we start doing that, then the frequency of negative will go. It's just like, when you have guests at your home and you do not want them to stay long, then you don't encourage them, you don't pay attention to them. And automatically, they'll feel that there's nobody here to care for us, nobody paying attention. They won't want to have come again, for you. So it's like all these negatives that are popping up, do not pay attention to them. It's fine. They are there. As they have come, they will go away also. Right? But if you feed them again, then they will stay there. So it's your choice what you want to feed. So feed the positive. Then that will become stronger. That will become healthier. So choose to feed the positive. Yes. So I think it's time up now.
Yeah, but thank you so much. I think I use the emoticon. Yeah, I think people are also using the same emoticon to show their appreciation. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, your ideas. We've learned a lot today, and we hope to continue and implement this in our everyday life, and get a one step closer to building that positive mindset around us. And with that, I think we can end the session once again. Thank you so much, Dr. Sunita Didi. We hope to see you very soon. Maybe in the future, we'd like we always would enjoy a session like this. Thank you, Airfam, for joining us, and have a great day.
Thank you. And stay tuned. I'm going to be on live on another Facebook session of Milestone Event World, So I have shared that link with you all. So you may stay tuned on that. And then again on the YouTube, I will be live again on Sunday evening at 5:30 on how we can transform our sanskar to create a new sansar for us, and on unlocking new normal on Saturday evening at 6:30 on Milestone Event World. So like that, there are going to be various live events also that are going to come up with, and there are various YouTube videos also. So please stay tuned, subscribe, like, comment, and let's all together create that positive energy. Take an aim, give it a priority that we are positive and we will remain positive. Thank
Thank
you
you so much.
so much. Om
Thank
Shanti.
Thank you.